Welcome to Forever Exiled. I'm just an AK Tags.
I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Episode 297. And we're just going. We're just big shout out to anyone who signed up for our Patreon. We'll shout you out next week. We're recording this like literally right after our last one, so we haven't caught anything. But thank you to everybody who resubbed up, and anybody who's new, will catch you
2-week
in
update.
The following one.
Next episode.
That's right. TBA. But thank you for supporting the podcast. It gets you access to After Dark. It's our podcast after the podcast where we continue to talk.
I love how you do that. You say the important part fast and the not important part slow. It's a podcast after the podcast where we
just talk. Faster than this.
Well, it is awesome. And it's the best. And just as the best as this episode is going to be.
No, our weeks this week.
No, this is
like, how was yesterday?
Yeah, it's what it is. Monday. We normally record on Fridays, but Friday. Justin's going away for the how do we say it? We'll say it all British like for the weekend. They emphasize end. Right.
I'm gonna be
obviously they do because I've seen TV.
I'll be watching. Well, I'll be at the Montreal Grand Prix watching it when this episode comes out, assuming everything goes well today. Otherwise, we're recording for fun.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, but yeah, going to the Montreal GP. You're basically halfway between Vancouver and Britain anyway.
It'd be cheaper to fly to Britain, I'll tell you that much.
You're right.
Freaking Montreal. Good Lord, what is Canada thinking?
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm taking off on Thursday, so we didn't have time to record, and we were going to chance it, but it's not safe for us to assume it will work for me out there, so here we are. And we're sorry. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say this because this is kind of a league launch episode.
This is the league's out.
And it's like the first league in a year. And we're not going to be talking about. So anybody that's super excited about the league launch Justin.
We're going to help you through it. We're going to help you through it.
Basically consider this a step-by-step walkthrough of the entire edition of
I'm the same as you listening, and I don't want to read the patch notes, but it'd be awesome. Have someone read them to me. Welcome to episode 2 of Forever Exiled. If anybody ever listened way back in the day, that's how we got our start. Oh,
pause. Word up, homie.
Back. All right. So as we were saying,
know how, no, I shouldn't say it. That's off camera.
I could hear.
I know
where you come from.
Ask if I was allowed to call you a certain something.
You can call me anything you want. Just buy me dinner first. Okay, let's get into this content. Everybody, hey, money, 326 is here.
Oh, yeah, and stuff. And then, right. So this is going to be a throwback episode to our first 2 absolutely
how we got started.
Horrible episodes. So I have to have my phone on, not D&D, so I apologize to any listeners. If my phone dings while I'm speaking, you might hear it, but Justin and I just...
This is an awful time for us to record, but we're going to do it.
It's all for you. All for you. But so our first 2 episodes were us, Justin less so, but us peeing our pants, not really sure how the flow of things are going to go. We just wanted to start a podcast and we were excited. And then patch notes came out. So we were reading the patch notes. It was like the first patch notes, like league reveal after the very first Exile Con in 2019. No.
I know. Keep talking.
And was 3.0 out then?
Just keep telling your story. I'm going to look.
So anyway, we were nervous and we were like just reading the patch notes word for word. And
3.9.
It was horrible, but also glorious, but horrible. And
wait, what league are we on now?
326.
Well, we did 3.9.
Okay, so it's been a bit. It's been 15 leagues since our first episode. And
wait, how does it go from 3.9 to 3.26? I'm lost. 3.26 should be before
adding by 1 every league.
3.0, so it went to 3.1. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
Because it went to 3.10. Because I remember them saying something like that at Exile Con, where they were like, because people were, all the predictions were coming out when Path of Exile, whatever was coming out. So then they were saying Path of Exile 2, and I forget if it was Path of Exile. Or anyway, it was one of the conventions where they're like, and it's going to go. we're going to go from Path of Exile or 3.9 to 3.10.
So it should have been 3.09 is what it should have been.
If they knew ahead of time, yeah.
I gotcha. So it's been a little bit.
Anyway, because we can't actually play the league launch, there's my phone dingy ding, and if we can't actually play league launch, we're just going to read you the patch notes.
We're not going to be here.
Right.
And only the parts that matter to us.
Yeah, that's right. So if you care about, well, anything stupid, you're not going to get it today.
So we're going to start right off the bat, all right? Secrets of the Atlas.
Oh, I can't wait. Hang on.
Tears into
Guild
different
transactions.
realities within the Atlas have begun to appear. The
Secrets
originator
of
of
the
these
Atlas.
realities, shut up, has entangled themselves within the very fabric of the Atlas, and they're now trapped to track down the source of the tears and uncover secrets within. I'm just going to keep reading until you catch up. You'll meet Egan, a man of mysterious heritage, trying to discover his origins. In this quest, Egan has been investigating these distortions of reality, occasionally catching glimpses of a younger girl throughout the rifts.
They said it was her brother
Zana.
in the video.
Well, they tell us in the thing, yeah.
It's not
They
being
say Zana.
mysterious. Investigating his origins.
He's the mysterious
catching a
one.
glimpse of a young girl.
Not a mysterious young girl, just a young girl. He's the mysterious part, which makes sense, right?
Zana.
Just Zana.
All right. Threads of consciousness. A strange thread-like substance that appears near the tears by using a powerful gauntlet of his own making. Egon or Aegon? Egon is able to create let's call him Gregory. Is able to create a link to these memories, threads, and open portals to them. Working with Gregory, you must step through and find Zana, or whatever remains of her.
I mean, whatever remains of her.
I don't know. She's all twisted and stuff. But hey,
I saw that in the video. Yeah.
This is because Zana's very she, dad shaper and stuff. And then what was that one league that everybody hated but didn't like? Yeah, little bit of problem there. What was the league that everybody liked but didn't like? Yeah, and the places and the pieces, and it was like Bastion, but it wasn't Bastion.
Oh my god, what is it? It's in the top left corner of the tree.
And Cortex.
Yeah, what the called?
Cortex, the guy, the boss. I can't even remember his quotes when he's talking to you now. Anyway, Syndicate notes. Synthesis.
Synthesis. There you go. Got to
it. So this is synthesizing because that was all based on memories. And because of the direct tie to the Shaper, which is Zana's dad, also Egon's dad, if I remembered correctly, then I wonder, you can't access that anymore, as you've talked before, right? You can't access that.
Zana's still there when you go to Shaper.
Oh, she's just this random.
Anytime you do Shaper or Uber Elder, or
Daddy, I love him.
Yeah,
in
she's
the middle
still
of
there.
Okay. So then it's good that they're redoing this little fixing it all up. Hopefully it ties. Yeah, hopefully it ties in all the old and the new, but none of this nonsense communicating and talking. We have stuff to read.
Also, I'm going to read the next one, but also I hope there's a lot of pausing in this one, like they used to do when Shaper first came out, because that was awesome.
Yeah.
The areas you're asked to investigate. Oh, yeah.
But it's actually way cooler when the Shaper does it, not when the Trial Master does it in Path 2.
No, we need
when the
Shaper.
Trial Master does it in Path 2, you're like, I really don't want to effing be here. Just hurry it up. This is not totally cool.
Right. Yeah, why are we pausing at some and not others too?
Right. But then the Shaper would come in just before you're about to fight the Chimera or something like that.
And
go
gray.
And I'm like,
what happened?
Yeah.
It was so good.
Anyway, so way cooler in one.
The areas you're asked to investigate are not your typical maps. They're influenced by the memories of Zana herself and have manifested dangerous threats. Influence monsters are imbued with memory petals. Defeat them and absorb the power to unleash it for yourself as a special ability during combat. I remember seeing this in a video, and I did not like this.
I didn't listen to anything you said. What don't you like?
I don't like that as you get the petals, you defeat them, you absorb their power to unleash it for yourself as special abilities during combat, which was 3 more button presses to your normal playstyle.
Oh. But sweet MTX, so
but it was what did it remind me of? It's kind of like I don't know. You're pumping the petals out of you and then buffing those mobs to maybe give their loots drop as currency, or there's different things. So they have really good value. I was just like, 3 more buttons to manage. Get out of here.
But guess what? If it goes core, Justin. Oh wait, no, that is core. That is core.
That is core.
So that'll change.
I just didn't like 3 more buttons
because we want you to make your garden, but now you don't have to make your garden. Right? We want you to build your town, but now you don't have to build your town. Yeah. So we want you to interact with your petals, but then you're not going to have to interact with
let me homage automatically. I don't want to do it manually. Anyway.
Did you say homage?
Homage. It's from that's what this reminds me of, is they've been playing Clair Obscure. The whole petals thing, for sure.
Was that the threads one?
Yep. You're on as you defeat.
It's a short one. As you defeat the boss of each map along the thread, you are presented with an altar that applies a modifier to the remaining maps in the thread, capital T. Right. These modifiers accumulate as you dive deeper into
This is
a memory.
like when you put memories on the Atlas, what we used to have, where they could, well, I think they still drop in Path 1, where you can put, who was the dude that would drop those memories that you could put onto it and you'd follow 4 maps?
Golden Buttocks. What's his name?
Oh, what is his name?
And then he dies before you go to fight Cyrus. That guy?
Is it him that gives? No, it's God damn it!
This is what happens when you don't give 2 craps about the story.
Yeah, the story.
You do not even know the names of the NPCs you have literally interacted with 1,000 times.
You place it onto a map. It gives you a line of 4.
Is he
this
the Atlas
is the same
guy?
idea.
Like he actually even has named clusters in the Atlas.
No, what is his
Keurig.
name? Is it Keurig's Memories? Keurig's Memories. I think you're right. There we go.
Gosh, I'm amazing.
God, we're so good. The final map in each thread is a true challenge, affected by all the previous modifiers selected at each altar and guarded by a powerful boss. Each of the bosses are familiar but dreamlike, drawn by Zana's memories and warped by the Atlas. Oh my God, she's the from Claire Obscure. And warped by the Atlas into something very different and terrifying. Defeat these warped memory bosses and dive deeper into the memory rifts to encounter the most significant of Zana's memories, manifested into 3 new pinnacle bosses. Those new pinnacle bosses look cool. I just worry that I'm never going to see them.
Because of all the buttons you have to hit with all your roses.
Buttons, too many buttons.
So are they getting sued by the people that made Expedition 33 and then Path is never just going to come out?
I think it's just a good coincidence, but it's hilarious because the petals is the same as the gommage and the paintress.
Hey, nothing like a very convenient coinkydink.
I love them.
Also, speaking of painters and stories, that was a really cool thing for me. Like, you know how in Dark Souls, it's such an obscure storyline. There's so much gray that you could really make up your own. You have no idea what's going on. Even when you listen to people like Vati Vidya, it's like, this is probably it. And you just take him as canon, but a lot of his stuff is guessing too. But when you have the DLC in the 3rd Dark Souls, you see the painter above that church. And that's my favorite fight in the entire series, including Elden Ring. That, what's her name? Freya. She has the 3 stages and she has the scythe. Oh, that's so cool. Especially because like her uncle is the final boss that's getting the souls, like basically so she can use the souls as her paint. And then she paints these pictures. But I get the impression like she's painting the worlds that we live in. So like every game and every world is a painting. Did you just spoil a whole bunch? Do you need to bleep that out?
Oh shit, I might have actually. Yeah, let me mark that down. 18.
Just beep it though. Don't remove it. Just beep it. Okay. So I just love that storytelling. Yep. I just the concept, because you have so many questions about the world, and then you go into, and then you like have this revelation where like, all of this, and the cool thing is the direct tie to Dark Souls 1 is like that extra optional level is you going into a painting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right? Like so I love that tie, which has absolutely nothing to do with this game as far as I know.
That was like the original Mario
said painting
in Nintendo, for when Nintendo 64 came out, Mario 64, where you would jump into the paintings and you were into the new worlds. Do you remember that? No?
I never had Nintendo, man. I was always Luigi. I'd go over to somebody else's house, and then we'd actually get to like World 7 or whatever it was that was icy, and I would use up all those 99 lives.
Nintendo 64, Mario 64, you were in like a hub that had paintings, and you jumped into the paintings for those levels.
So just so you know what Nintendo 64 meant to people that did not own a Nintendo 64, it was only Mario Party and Bond.
Oh, the best.
Only Mario Party and Bond. Also, NFL Blitz was pretty rad. Because they actually... yeah, but we simmed that.
I know, but it was still fun.
He's heating up. Oh, speaking of, this episode is hot, right? He's heating up.
Speaking of
because next point is, for more information about this expansion, check out pathofexile.com/secrets.
Oh, they called it /secrets? Oh, interesting. I wonder if there's secrets there. Oh, it's just a trailer. Okay.
So, anyway.
Cool. Boom! Shakalaka! Mercenaries of Trarthus.
Which quote is better? You just quoted without, not without a paddle.
Next.
Debbie!
It's not without a paddle. It's the other one he did.
It's not without
They're
a paddle.
so the same.
Our memory's so bad.
God, this is why we don't record on Mondays.
This is the one with the shark. What the F was that? And then they go from brown bears to red bears. Yeah. What's it called? Steve Zahn. Anyway, you quoted Steve Zahn being Steve Zahn.
Mm-hmm.
But then, what did I just quote? Oh, man, this is... Oh, NBA
Going
Jam.
well. Oh, yeah, he's
going well. Steve. So anyway, people, if you like this, sign up for After Dark.
This is After Dark. That's right.
This is 100% Steve Zahn. Oh, man, our favorite Steve Zahn movie isn't even on his little biography.
You know where he was awesome, though, was with the one with Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, Sahara?
Oh, he was so good in that movie.
Every time he opens his mouth and says, not a great movie. Love the movie, though.
He's so good,
all because of him.
Yep.
All because of him. Joyride, Riding in Cars with Boys, Saving Silverman, Stuart Little 2, Daddy Daycare, National Security, probably awesome. Shattered Glass, Employee of the Month sounds awesome. Sahara, Rescue Dawn. What are we? Strange Wilderness. There it is.
Strange Wilderness.
2008. Feels like yesterday.
Yeah. Best movie ever. Anyway, what were you asking me? You said something about a quote.
Picture.
What are you talking about?
All right. That was it. Which quote's better? Because you quoted Strange Wilderness, I quoted NBA Jam.
Both good. Mercenaries of Trarthus Challenge League.
Okay, you know what? You go ahead.
You go.
No, I'm fine.
Start it off.
I'm done. No,
it's a long one. Go for it.
Oh, no, I was out. Mercenaries of Trarthus Challenge League.
Yeah, we're not done yet. There's still more to go.
Have you scrolled through these patch notes?
There's a lot. TikTok, buddy.
Go.
Challenge leagues are a great opportunity for a fresh start. We don't give a shit about this. Let's find something that actually matters.
What?
Okay,
these are like
veterans. Well, the first one's the same, everyone. Veterans have journeyed to wraeclast from the lawless city of Trarthus. They're ready to offer their sinister services, but not for free, obviously. A mercenary can be found in each area, each with their own personalities, as well as individual builds, skills, and items.
Upon meeting a mercenary, as per Tristan tradition, we're just saying Tristan, they will challenge you to a duel to test your strength. Inspect these mercenaries before the duel to make an informed choice. If you decide to duel them, you may choose a reward for your victory. Hire them, take one of their items, or exile them. Why wouldn't you fight them?
Well, you would always want to fight them, but then you just have to make a choice at the end if you're going to hire them, take an item, or exile them. Hopefully explains in here as we go through what the difference is. Well, because maybe you're a chicken and you can't beat them. You always have a choice, Ty. You can always just walk away. Peace is a choice. Sometimes you may meet particularly infamous Trarthan mercenaries bearing the name of their house.
Trarthan.
These mercenaries descend from the 4 major death trade families in Trarthus. Good Lord. Okay. And are the sole source of items with the new infamous modifiers.
One of the mercenaries can accompany you at a time. Only one, no party. But you can have up to 3 in total in your service. Having varied options is useful, as there may be situations where you need specific backup, like in a difficult boss fight.
So you can have a team of 3, but only one can travel with you. That's cool. Okay. You can place the items equipped to active mercenaries or those in reserve with one of your choosing. Mercenaries don't level up like exiles do, so you should keep an eye out for more powerful mercenaries as you progress through the campaign and endgame.
What?
Well, I understand why you would hire them, and I understand why you would take one of their items. I don't understand why you would choose to exile them, because they have no items you want and you just don't want them in your party. But then why fight them?
I'm sure that better ones keep coming. They probably end up like an item themselves. You know what I mean? There's just going to be better and better and better ones.
I just don't get the exile them. Why would you choose to not at least take an item at the very least?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. You're up with
Where
326. No, with 326.
With 326.
That's a dumb one.
Oh, what?
That's a stupid one. It's the same as everything.
There's different modes. The new Mercenary Challenge League includes 40 new challenges.
That's it.
Lame. 19th challenge onwards. For every stuff, you get stuff. Awesome. Word for word, by the way.
All right.
New
so that's
content
the new,
and features.
That's the new challenge league. Fight some guys, make a team, choose to have them run with you, take some items. That could be fun. At least that part you experience early.
Right. And we have no idea why you would dismiss them in any form at the beginning or at the end.
Or at the end. It doesn't make sense.
Super. So,
unless it's a violent death, that should be it. Not exile them. Like decapitate. That'd be awesome.
Over a cliff.
Yeah.
So they fall over, like on the ledge.
Give us some Mortal Kombat options.
Finish him.
That would be awesome. Not exile him, finish him every time. I wouldn't even care. He's got a headhunter. Have you seen some of these moves?
Vendered.
All right.
Cool. So anyway, they have new support gems. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Introduce a Shaper Exalt.
But they're specific. So added
What do you
new,
mean?
I was going to skip it. Intelligence and deck support gem. Focus channeling. Supports channeling spells you cast yourself, significantly empowering the damage of supported skills the longer they are cast, while also increasing their cost the longer they are cast. Cannot modify the skills of minions.
Is that new?
Added a new support gem.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's what it is. Next.
Got new Shaper Exalted, which adds Shaper influence. This did the same for Elder. Cool.
Introduce.
That's actually kind of cool. Because there are some Elder specific ones I can think of that are good. So being able to exalt and hope that you got them, as long as they're not like insanely rare.
I don't remember if they said or not if the modifiers that the Shaper and Shaper and Elder Exalted orbs, if they're from the same drop pool that existed, because these are, for very new listeners, these are returning orbs that previously existed. And they add their own mob pool before. Yeah.
Not for Shaper not for Shaper and Elder. They exist for the Guardians, the snaky guy and those ones exist. But to add Shaper and Elder, that's new. We haven't had the ability to do that.
No, but there was the influence. There was Shaper and Elder influence. And when these in the video were added as an exalted orb to that, they would gain the Shaper or Elder influence. Right. And then there were specific mobs that were based on whether they were the Guardian or the Conqueror. There were certain mods associated to those, right?
And those guys have their own exalted orbs, but Shaper and Elder haven't had their own exalted orbs.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I guess I'm getting to a point. They originally removed those because they were, as far as I remember anyway, they were quote unquote required. You know what I mean? Like your item was just not good enough. Like it was like every build almost needed it kind of thing, or that was what
they actually removed those ones, the Guardian ones?
Yeah, they weren't in the game for a while, and then now they're adding it back. So as far as I remember, but anyway, they ended up getting rid of them. So I wonder what the reasoning is for bringing it back, because they got rid of them for a reason beforehand.
I think we're thinking of different things though. Because Shaper and Elder specifically, just those two as an orb hasn't ever existed. To be able to force Elder influence onto an item or Shaper influence onto an item for their drop things that they can do, that's not been a thing. But the other guys, I wish I could remember them. It's like Baron and the snaky one, and those ones existed. I don't know if they took those out. I'm not really sure if those ones were removed.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. In general, the Shaper and Elder influenced items was removed from the game. So
you couldn't even get them in a Shaper influenced item? If you added
now they're adding that back. And I'm curious, because they got rid of them for a reason, why they're being added back. Like what's changed in the game that makes them
wait though, you can
appropriate now than before.
You can add a Scarab to make an area Shaper influenced, and Shaper influenced items can drop though. Same with when you do.
I swear they got rid of it, and they got rid of like the or maybe they only got rid of the crafting recipe. There was something they did,
because if I go do Shaper, for example, or Elder or Uber Elder, they'll also drop Shaper or Elder influenced items.
And they still have like the Warlord Exalted Orb in the game.
Well, that's the one I'm not sure about. I don't know if they still have those ones for those four. So I'm not really sure. But the ability to just take a rare item and exalt it to add Shaper or Elder influence hasn't existed before. And that could be very useful depending on what you're trying to get. Because I can think of some helmet-specific Elder influences that are good. So anyway.
Introduce the Orb of Remembrance, which randomizes the number of memory strands on a normal equipment item.
Did we read what memory strands are?
Possibly.
Okay. I feel like I remember that in the video, but it had something to do with crafting. I just don't remember what. Introduce the Orb of Unraveling, which consumes all memory strands on an item to attempt to upgrade the tier of explicit modifiers based on the number of memory strands consumed. Okay.
Introduce the Orb of Intention, which modifies a memory influence map, causing it causing items found to have more memory strands, but fewer items drop.
Boy, they're really leaning into this memory strands. Hopefully it's good.
Well, it'll get modified to whatever it needs to be. Like it's immediately core, right? Like you said last time.
Added over 20 new uniques, some only by dueling mercenaries, and 5 new div cards. I saved this one for you.
Aw, thanks. You can now pause the game.
Hip hip.
Hooray.
I love this.
I am curious still why they weren't obviously willing to pause the game for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So what changed? Was it discovering how to?
No, they
based
got
on
older.
The kind of game they had?
Got older and had kids, and they were like, "God damn it! I'm trying to. If only I could pause."
Now Daddy's working.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's why they just got older and realized, like, okay, we need to pause.
Yeah, sex.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back. I like that you can't pause some stuff. The pinnacle boss fights. That's cool.
Yeah, agreed. Mm-hmm. The rogue.
The Rogue Harbor can now be accessed through a pin in the world map after you've traveled there once. Alternatively, you can use... Oh, that's good, because you don't have to keep using a coin each time you want to go there. Cool.
The maximum number of players in a single instance in the Rogue Harbor has been halved.
That's good. It should be even more. Everybody in their friggin' MTX is just like glowing in the harbor. It's brutal, because everybody has to use the same spot, too, for the portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone has to use that spot. So you end up with like 400 pets and... just like the brightest MTX in the world.
In the same straight line, going back and forth from a stash to the portal, stash to the
Faustus
portal. Faustus.
Yep. It's right. Brutal. A message is now put to chat whenever the nameless seer or reflecting mist spawns randomly in a map. Oh, that's cool. Specifically for the seer. Stupid mist.
The guilds got updated because guild officers can now cancel unaccepted invitations to their guild.
Okay, that's the worst improvement to guilds. They don't even do that.
We're thinking of guilds. We're thinking of you. This is what you get.
How about an option to have the guild leader give control or the ability for guild officers to manipulate stash? That would be awesome. Like, change the name of a stash tab, anything.
Or fix guild stashes. Yeah. So every league, they're there and
that
ready.
That will never happen. Come on. We didn't, our whole private league, do you know our guild stash never got updated, the whole private league? And I couldn't do it. I was trying to, but I was like, well, maybe Tyler will check this at one point. Nope.
Not a chance.
Never did.
And
we all,
the rest of your
21 had to plan out how we use the guild stash. And kudos to whoever it was, because someone has, some OCD. And so it was kept tidy, which is amazing. So kudos to whoever that was, because... it was a mess.
Path of Exile 1 guildies, FE guildies. It's staying the way that it is forever. Because I have, in the base leagues, for every single league, I have created characters over and over and over in every single base league I could, every single private league. And I have changed it, and it never saves. I'm not touching it again. So you get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Okay, so endgame changes. Players can no longer... Oh, wait, hold on. Incrementally improve sound, art, effect, and environments. So that's awesome. I heard Camille's latest drop that he put out for one of the OSTs for, I think it was for 326. So good. Love his music.
Always and
endgame
forever.
Changes.
Always and forever. Where's that? That's some sort of cheesy Christian song from the 90s. It's got to be.
I don't know. Players can no longer... Okay, go.
Fine. No, you do two in a row.
You were talking about always and forever. Go for it.
Players can no longer gain or lose experience in the following areas. And it's a whole bunch of boss areas.
That's good too. I like that. Well, you can't lose experience in the Sacred Grove. Interesting.
It's Pinnacle.
Oh, you can't gain either. Okay, that's good. Cool. Atlas memories have been removed. Oh, that's the thing we were talking about. Atlas memories. Okay. Existing items will be deleted upon logging in. So don't log in if you want to keep them. And existing memories on your Atlas have been removed.
Create a new account and then just remember them, and knowing you have them somewhere.
No, they're
wouldn't that be hilarious if like you actually didn't spend too much money, so you didn't care about bailing on an account, and just to bug them? I don't even know if it would matter to GGG if there's like items that
Like, you're wasting
what about,
server
like-
space.
Well, yeah, what if Erin never played again, but she has these items that are waiting to be deleted?
I don't think they'd care.
No, I know, because the next time she logs in, they're gone. Introduced some new red tier Kirek missions, that's what they're called, that you might recognize from previous Atlas memories.
All right, so that's how they're keeping them.
I only liked one. Like, I couldn't stand, or I guess they're still there, 3 out of the 4 mission masters. You know, like I couldn't stand what's her face. Yeah, Justin Time. Who's that?
Alva.
I couldn't
Where
stand
she
Alva.
has like 400 of them and they're already open.
And just in general, I couldn't stand.
Yeah,
her,
that was
so I
just
didn't
more
wanna do
mobs though,
anything
so that
anyway.
wasn't a bad one.
And then Juns is fine-ish. Like I liked like doing like the safe houses and stuff. That was fine, but the interaction in the map I didn't like.
Was Jun one of the Atlas memories that you could get? I don't
Yeah.
remember. Okay.
Yeah, that's betrayal. That's where you would go, like you would focus on that at the beginning for all of
No,
your,
I know that, but was that one of the Atlas memories that could drop? Because I know there was the Beast dude where there were way more reds. There was the
Bestiary.
Essence one where there were more essences and they got harder to open. There was a Beyond one where more mobs would just keep spawning. There was an
No, I was
Alva
just
one.
talking I was just talking masters.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining. You ruined it.
Sorry. Yeah, well, here's a good one. Breach splinters that drop during an encounter are now automatically collected and dropped at the location when the breach concludes. That's awesome.
Did you see the image or the video of it?
Yeah.
I was waiting for this massive explosion of shards.
Yeah. To
You
have
know what
like a
they
bunch
did?
of one clicks. Oh my
Well,
God.
I was,
imagine
but they're
how awful that
automatically
would be?
getting picked up. But
Mhm.
now that they're automatically getting picked up, they're bunching them all into one thing.
They have the technology.
So
We know
they're
it exists.
which we've always wanted them to do.
Yep.
But they're auto picking up the bunched. But in other things, they're making us pick up the individuals.
Well, I can see why they would make you pick up the full stack, because if you had a full inventory, breach splinters are a slot that you have to pick up. So I can get that. But I do, hey, this is something. I'll take this. This is awesome.
Sure. But like you said, they
We
have
know
the tech.
it's there.
They've seen the fork.
All right. What are you at? Commonly found.
I don't know where we are. Scarabs now drop at higher stack sizes and higher tier maps, but are found less often, similar to how common basic currency stack sizes increase with area level.
All right.
I love those comments because it's like, you don't know the second part either, but now you're like, oh, for both. Right? Like, how would you know how currency stack sizes
Sure, yeah,
work
yeah.
or don't work if you're unfamiliar with whatever?
Using an Orb of Horizon on an Elder Guardian or Conqueror map will now also reroll Guardian or Conqueror to a different one. That's awesome. I
Agreed.
love that. Mm-hmm.
Completing a non-unique map at a tier lower than it is naturally found no longer grants map bonus objective completion. It's not my fault it dropped to how it dropped.
Yeah, really. Fix
Just
your
drop
game.
it right.
Further improved level generation of blighted maps, so they now fail to open less often. In brackets again. I didn't even know that was an issue. I've used blighted maps lots, so it's weird. Okay, cool. They fixed it.
Following maps have been added.
Are there any that you care about? I like Iceberg.
Hey, primordial blocks and wasteland are back. Ugh.
I don't like primordial blocks.
No,
or
that
wait,
one's the
no,
worst.
neither of those two.
It's neat looking. Oh, Acid Caverns has always had a crappy boss.
Is that the
I
triple
like
boss?
Canyon a lot. I don't like the boss combo, but I love the map.
Oh, I do like Canyon. Yep.
And I like Waterways and Channel. So
Not a fan of Ivory Temple.
that's it. I like 2 of them.
Yep. What's removed? Let's see. Burial Chambers. All right. You know what? Burial Chambers, I always liked that map, and I was trying to find a way to make it work with how I wanted to run my Atlas in our private league. But in Burial Chambers, do you remember Burial Chambers?
Yes.
Okay, so Burial Chambers, you have a first open area,
Mhm.
and then you go through a little cave, and then you go into the next open area. But for some reason, when you went into the next open area, quite often there was like shitloads of mobs right in that spot. So the second you touched anything or moved, they all activated. So it was too scary and too risky to die in that spot in hardcore for me. They get rid of your race course? They didn't.
They removed Courthouse, which I like, and Haunted Mansion, which I like, and Infested Valley, which I like, but all like small likes, so it's not a big
Yeah,
deal.
none of them are really.
Just keep race course in forever.
Yeah, it's not gone. You're fine. Map tiers and locations have been shuffled through the pin location for maps have not changed. Most maps are now initially found at a different map. Oh, okay. They just shuffled
That's
them
just
around.
the same thing. Yeah, and then same with map bosses for the Pantheon, shuffled.
Right. Crafting recipes have been shuffled. They also added didn't they add a boatload? I'm sure we're coming to that. Although we're not going to get through all of this.
Man.
Yeah, now you got to
doubling
more.
down. Frick, I don't like that.
I mean, at least they're easier to
miss.
get. But yeah,
walk
it should be given when you kill the boss. You should just get it.
Agreed. Just automatically get a nice big pop up when it's safe. Or
Helena pops in and sucks the soul and sucks the craft out of them, like what she does when you click on the other ones.
Right. And then you see it go the next time you walk past your crafting bench, it goes
yeah, she just
into it,
pushes it into it. Yep. But no, instead you have to click. So don't forget to click.
Twice as much as before. 3 times.
Probably way more than that.
So anyway, that's it. That's everything.
we got a few that we'll go through. What's Atlas?
Actually, everyone?
No, it's your turn. What do you care about this one? Do we care about this one? I don't even know. I didn't read it.
There was it's not listed here. So no, I don't care. Atlas passive changes or Atlas passive changes. Great, sweet.
Wait, hold on. What does it say? Atlas passives that provide additional chance for your maps to contain a master can be turned off through Atlas passives. Now also cause scarabs in your maps to have increased chance to be scarabs of that type of extra content. Oh, okay. That's cool. Cool.
Neat. Settlers was added to the core game.
Yep, we knew that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even have to build it up.
This is great though. They moved a lamp post in King's March.
Is that a thing?
It is a thing.
Bottom?
I am very glad. This is not sarcastic. That they
the
added
one
that
above
to the
it
patch
too.
notes. I enjoy that. Yes, adjusted banana to more closely match the size of the Calguran version.
I don't even know what that means. Is banana a person, or are we talking about an actual banana?
Oh well, it's capitalized, and it's not a banana. It's just banana.
Is banana a person? I feel like I should know.
Probably a monkey.
It doesn't make any sense.
Probably a monkey.
I like this. I'm happy that this is core. Super excited to play that. Betrayal got completely reworked.
Super.
This is what we're talking about with all the crafts now showing up. Although not all of them, right? It's just some. So cool.
Yeah.
And they also give you the option now. When you fight them, they can drop the map to go fight the boss instead of wiping your board. So your syndicate board doesn't get completely wiped out when you fight. What's her name? She's the boss.
Katarina.
Yeah, when you fight her, you can go just fight her now for her loot, and you don't mess up your whole board. So that is I wish they had done that a long time ago, but that's good.
Yeah. And then stuff. They're renaming and adding so much stuff. Filters are going to suck. I got to pick if I'm just giving up or not.
Arcane Surge, 10% increase. Wow.
Player balance. Intensity stacks are now lost every half a second while moving, previously every quarter second.
I read the next one already.
Yeah, you did. Arcane Surge is now a 20% increase cast speed instead of 10% and not included to equal what it is in Path 2.
There's too many skill gem changes, but I know you like the first one. You want
half like the first one. It's a developer change. It's not a user change. Animate Guardian now retain their items when they die.
A user change.
This is not included, but this is a fix because we didn't want to edit the gem information to let people know that your items died to begin with. So we simply made it so they do not.
This is a buff.
Yes, it is. But I really like the idea, the concept that you can only res it once.
Yeah, I do.
And when it dies, you just have to wait until you're back in a hideout. Whether you use portals for that, I don't know if it's allowed. I assume it is. I assume it's not restricted to once per instance. I assume you can't go back. I assume it's once per instance. That you can't go back to your hideout, redo it, and bring it back. I hope it's once per instance, not just the location. But either way, at the same time, I mean, it's a portal game. So if that's what you're using your portal for, okay.
I guess
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still prefer the more hardcore element of once per instance, but cool. Then like a billion different of the what are those called?
Skills.
Alternate skills got changed.
Yeah, and there's so many skill gems in general. And my problem is I don't know enough about the game to know what these are. I just play. Like I honestly couldn't even make a comment on any of them. And Jesus Christ, there's a lot of them. Wow, they changed. Holy crap. Okay. So there's a lot of changes. If you're curious about active skill gem changes.
I'm looking forward to that in Path 2.
Which
like
part?
One of their patches coming up where the skill gem section is just like with
huge
changes.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more skill gems for it to be huge.
I wonder what that sounds like in the car. You're driving around. You're listening to these two douchebags reading patch notes. You were all excited for League launch, but all they're doing is reading patch notes 5 days early. And then every now and then, agreed, obviously, but then all of a sudden you get one of those two douchebags all of a sudden goes in the middle of your car.
And then he does it a second
reminding
time just to
you
see
that
what
you were listening
like.
to something stupid. Val skills also changed. A few of them. Super. Same with support gems. Awesome. Ascendancy. This one, there's one in here that really excites me.
Tell me the one that excites you, because I'm not going to read these.
And it's not that the others don't excite me. It's
just this one does.
I went to the Guardian because that's the only one of all of these that, well, Champion, I guess, but I never looked at it. But the Guardian had unwavering faith changed up. Like Guardian's always been like that theme of the Guardian has always been something
What did it do before?
But it's never been good at what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Can you tell me what it is now? Because I can read what it's going to be changed to, but I don't know what that means because they don't tell me.
Just a moment.
It now grants 50% increased reservation efficiency of skills, which sounds great, but I'm curious what it was before.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it.
Just getting you excited.
Unwavering faith was auras from your skills grant 5% increased recovery rate of life, mana, and energy shield to both you and
this
allies.
is way better.
Yeah, so this is the second one. So the first one is Radiant Faith, and that grants armor equal to your reserved mana and energy shield equal to your reserved mana. Where Unwavering Faith now, instead of granting increased recovery rate of life, just gives you 50%. What is it? Read it.
Increased reservation efficiency of skills.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's a lot of other really cool ones, but I only bothered reading the Guardian.
That one is cool.
Harmony of Purpose. Hang on. Wait for it.
This one I can't see you taking, but I'm curious what it did before.
Yeah, I think is this the linked one?
No, a random shrine buff every 10 seconds.
It is. Harmony of Purpose used to give you the benefits for linked skills. Linked beams.
Okay, yeah, I see what they need to get.
So now what is it?
Gain a random shrine buff every 10 seconds.
See, that's nice. I mean,
I do like it,
but a lot of people would. And imagine if they touched on the Guardian. That's like touching guilds and then like only doing what they did, like for us in real life. Whereas touching the Guardian and not touching Harmony of Purpose with link skills would be like the equivalent. So I'm glad they changed it.
I'm curious.
Cool. Anyway, a lot of other really cool
last. Passive skill tree changes. That's really cool. Pretty awesome stuff in there.
Unique items got changed, only a few. Giggle. Item changes, awesome stuff.
Wait, they nerfed the leech. The leech passive mastery that previously provided 10% of leech instant is now a value of 5. Why? I don't like that one. Okay. Unique items. Oh God.
Nope. Pass.
I don't care.
Just find it and appreciate it. Save
if it's
it
one you know about.
It.
Because if I read all of these, I'd be like, okay, I didn't even know they did that in the first place, but that's cool. Item changes.
A lot of changes. A lot of scarab changes.
I'm scrolling to see if I care about any.
Well, I mean, some modifiers have been changed from prefixes to suffixes, so definitely look into that for your min-maxing. There you go. Okay. Redeemer's prefixes changed. Veiled stuff has changed. Div cards, super ruthless specific. Monster balance changes.
Oh, I'm still reading. Okay, let me catch up. What are you on?
Keurig mods.
God dang, you're way down there.
Quest rewards.
God.
All right, Justin, we're on user interface changes.
Well, I'm catching up. Give me a second. Okay, div card, don't care. Ruthless. Who plays Ruthless? Let's just go play PoE 2. Monster balance, cool. Keurig League. All right. I feel like Keurig League mods don't really, I don't know. Okay. Quest rewards. Oh, that's the new focus one. User interface. That's where we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
your map device now has the rucksack.
That's cool.
Yep. That's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can control click with your mouse and keyboard with the crafting bench. Cool.
How would you do that? You can control click an option. Oh, I see. It just automatically crafts it. That's one less click. That's what they're doing to make up for all the flowery petal clicks I have to do.
Yeah. And then they added with strong boxes and stuff, they added the currency buttons
Yep,
that
which
they have in Path 2
now.
to this.
Mhm.
Yeah, what was funny, maybe it's an option and I haven't looked it up yet, but they only show the picture in Path 2. Can you get it so that it actually says what it is?
Why would you need to? I mean, when you flick over to with your controller, it shows you what it is.
Well, it just has an image though. Does it say the text?
When you
Transmute?
flick over to it, it does, yeah.
It didn't for me, so maybe it's just an option. Okay,
I'm pretty sure it did, but maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Sorry, I quickly rolled down one. Vendor interfaces will now remember any search text. Cool. But the next one, this one, I want this for keyboard and mouse. Attempting to build or upgrade a blight tower now pauses the game when using a controller. While pause, you're able to navigate between blighted towers and perform any build or upgrade actions. What the fuck? Why can't I do that on keyboard and mouse? I don't understand. Maybe it's easier for me to click with keyboard and mouse, but some of these blight areas end up quite large, especially in blighted maps. So being able to move back and forth to upgrade your towers, I feel like that should be allowed.
Do you have any idea how exciting this is for me if I still played Path 1?
You hated the blight process.
Do you know how many times I died because I thought it was like some dumb bear trap or something because I couldn't move and I didn't realize that I pushed down on L3, which is my movement stick, and I accidentally opened up a tower menu.
It's cool that it'll pause it now for you.
Yeah, 100%.
I just don't think it's fair
because
that you
now
also
I can die the second I'm out of the tower. But no, it was that is I really, really like that change. When multiple league actions are bound to the same input, the game will no longer attempt to trigger each action in order the game will now attempt to trigger each action in order until one succeeds, rather than attempting only the first one bound to the input.
That's cool. Enemy and interactable targeting is now separate when using a controller. Items are now able to be picked up while enemies are present and targeted. Cool. Isn't that just the A button though?
Yeah, in Path. Yeah. Okay. In Path 1. Path 2, you can make it whatever you want. No biggie. Actually, you know what Path 2 needs to do? In Path 1 with controller, when you're picking up your inventory, it prioritizes things that are considered currency, which is awesome. So you can go and you have all the currency. No, it doesn't. It needs, or if it does, it needs to do it better.
Yeah, it could do it better, but it definitely does to some degree.
Because that barrel that's just to the left of my Exalted Orb is not what I'm looking forward to picking up before my Exalt.
That part I will agree with you on, yes. Quite often I've opened a barrel when there's something important right beside it.
Justin, guilds are just getting splashed with glory here. This is fantastic. Added an option to hide offline guild members in the guild page of the social panel.
I'm always in that panel, so thank God.
Now I can find who I was looking for way better.
You missed updated various NPC dialogue interfaces to use the same layout as more recently added NPCs.
Did I? Because I also missed increase the maximum character limit of search text boxes to 250 characters.
Oh man, that's crazy. Because you're limited when you use that when you're using regex to use it when you go and create a regex and copy and paste it. 250 characters is way longer. Reduce text size of the quest. Yep. Quest tracker HUD. Cool.
Cool. Gosh, I want guilds to get there needs to be a guild league.
We got two things in this patch.
This would have been a great guild league when they're adding these mercenaries and stuff like that. Just the theme of party and buddies and stuff. We need a guild one, hey? Wonder if they're taking guild feedback for Path 2.
No, I think guilds are where they're at. Pretty much perfected.
We've heard an exact, not the perfect part, but I'm pretty sure we've heard one of the bigwigs say something along the lines of, guilds will come over there.
So I just want to read this one. The microtransaction contents of the Dawn of the Hunt mystery box have been enabled for use in Path of Exile. Some microtransactions have had their functionality adjusted for Path of Exile, where their Path of Exile 2 functionality was not possible. The dodge roll effects are instead Quicksilver Flask effects, while the Witch Hunter and Ghoul Hunter crossbow skins are now back attachments. So they're making some of the Path 2 stuff work in Path 1, but they're still not making the Path 1 stuff. Okay, whatever. I'm sure that's in the works.
For new stuff, it makes sense. I am excited to get my MTX working in Path 2, but does anything work for you yet in Path 2?
Yeah, I got four in total.
Those were all available right at the beginning, right?
At the beginning, nothing new since then.
Yeah, I'm really surprised there hasn't even been a slow trickle of all of a sudden this one works. All of a sudden,
Yeah, I wonder if they're
really
trying to do
has-
all at once, or if they're,
I
which
don't
they
know.
shouldn't. They should just release them as they get them ready. But
Maybe there's a roadblock. I don't know what it is, but like I'm really surprised that there just hasn't been even the slowest of trickles with just one person working on them. I don't know how it works, but I'm surprised that it's like, here's some. This was a promise we made. It's now June,
Mhm.
and none of them were. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I'm not really
well,
sure
not
what's going
none,
on with
but
that.
like nothing new since the original thing. And then a billion bug fixes back to
Which is
Path
great.
1.
hey, we made it. What's the update? Hold on, they got updates. Oh god, they made changes. Look at the first one in updates. What the
Okay.
fuck, guys?
Well,
That's
that's
a lot.
fine because that's what we read already, so that's good.
Did we? Would they have updated the up above? Okay.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
they
yeah,
did.
yeah.
All right, so we're
They
up to
do
date.
that.
Holy balls, there's a lot.
Well, word for word, folks. There it is.
That's your
Blast.
welcome to 326.
That's right. Blast of the past.
Now watch this.
You tell your friends if they need to know what's up for 326. You give them hang on. Let me try again. Make them listen to this episode. That's what I was trying to say, but I was trying to say it way cooler.
All right, now watch this, editor Justin and the magic. Hey guys, we got a chance to record this after 326 came out. Ty, how's your experience been so far in 326?
Oh, it's been super. I've been playing Path of Exile too. How has your experience been in 326?
It's crazy. What a good patch game so far. I've got Mercenaries all over the
Patch
place.
game, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm
At least
I'm
3 in your
getting
party.
close to some tears. I'm going to tear some things up with Xana and
Tears. Oh, tears.
tears. It's not
Tears?
tears. Yeah, there's
Well,
tears.
Isn't how do you spell tears?
The same way, but it's tears.
Oh, it's like live and live. It's like
Not
chieftain
English.
and chieftain spelled
Okay,
the same.
those aren't the same, but yeah, my
Gonna
326
build a
experience has
mountain.
been awesome. I'm loving this expansion league so far. So it's been great.
And slash secrets. Hey,
That's the
Slash
best. All the
secrets.
things are there. All the things are there.
and guildies are loving it.
Yeah, these fixes. No more offline people in the social menu. It's a much more enjoyable experience.
And I can't tell you, Justin, how many times if I was playing this game, I would have paused it and smiled.
Just done it. Done and done your business.
That is amazing, by the way.
It is
That is
amazing.
really rad.
Of course. All right, let's wrap this up. Forever Exiled 297, the best episode ever. I'm Justin AK Tags.
Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Thanks for hanging out for our flashback to the beginning of Forever Exiled and how we got started. Hopefully everybody's having a good time in 326. Patrons, I'm assuming we'll catch you in After Dark. Everybody else, we'll see you next week when we're back for 290. I don't know, something.
298 next
thank
in
you.
2 weeks.
298
Or next
coming
week
out
for
in a
listeners.
week for everybody.
2 weeks
Yep.
for us.
If you're looking for more information, we got a website, foreverexiled.com. We have a very fun Discord. Pop in there, say hello. Patreon, another way to support podcasts. You'll find them down below and on the website. Have a great league launch.